Hello everyone and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. This is Colin and today I have an unboxing for you. I've only done one other unboxing, that was for Primal, but when I got this game, I'm really excited to show it to you. This is called Fateforge, Chronicles of Kaan. It's a story-driven co-op action adventure game. Mike from One Stop did a great playthrough. He convinced me to back this. I just got my deluxe copy as well as the expansion. I thought I'd walk through what's inside the box. I opened this up. There's actually rules on how to set up for your first adventure. I thought we'd walk through that together. You can see how to do that when you get your own copy. I do want to call out that Mighty Boards does have a great video as well on how to set up your box for the first adventure. But I'll do one here too. Might as well. I'm planning on showcasing all of the awesome miniatures at the end of the video, so if you just want to see that, check the timestamps in the video description, and you can jump right to that. Alright, let's start with the base box. Let's open it up. Inside the box, the first thing you'll see is your first time setup. This is what we're going to walk through, as well as some cool stickers for Mighty Boards and Fateforge itself. So we'll take this and set this aside. We'll be going through that shortly. They have some awesome looking maps. I love the art in this game. Look at that rulebook. Oh, I can't wait to read that. I'll set that aside. Here we have the map of EA Saphir. It looks awesome. There's different numbers on here, likely because we can go to those different locations, have different encounters there. I'm excited to explore this. I love the look. It has that really nice feel. It's a nice paper. It feels like an old map. I love it. This is a 1 to 4 player cooperative game, but I believe these are dice shields. What they try and do to help prevent perfect information and having someone try an alpha game is you roll your dice behind these shields. I don't think you have to do that, but it is something that they may recommend, especially if you do have an alpha gamer in your group. You can set these up to block your dice so other people can't see them, and you can tell people what you can do, but then they can't try and, determine what you're going to do by looking at your dice. We also just have some art prints in the box, and oh my gosh, look at these. They look amazing. I want to put one of these up in my board game room. Can't do it in my bedroom because my wife wouldn't appreciate that, but in my board game room, absolutely. There's 4 of them, and I think they look wonderful. Here we have the inside of the box. There's a couple plastic bags. I wonder what those are going to be used for. We'll see as we set up our game. It looks like they might hold items or something, maybe carried around from scenario to scenario. But you also have all these tuck boxes, and that's one of the things we're actually going to set up are all these different tuck boxes. You have one for each of the 5 heroes as well as a party one. We'll be setting those up shortly. This is awesome. This is where you house all those cards, and it's one of those magnetic ones where it magnetically opens and closes. Oh, I love that. We have a spot over here to put a ton of the different tokens, which actually a lot of them are already there because we have the deluxe version. Oh, I wonder if that's going to make setting this box up even a little bit easier because we won't have to punch out all the tokens. Here's our miniatures, which we'll look at the end. We have our combat round phases card showing all the different rounds of combat, as well as on the back side, all of this, the different icons and the glossary of how they work. This white box is a disposable box. We'll be opening this up shortly and organizing these cards, and then I believe we get to recycle that box, which is great. Let's check out what this is. Yes, with the deluxe version of the game, these are all the different enemies, I believe, or potentially allies that we'll be using throughout the game. Instead of them being cardboard, they are these nice, thick tokens. I really like them. I do appreciate that they all fit in here, and maybe the expansion ones can actually fit in here as well. Here's an example of a skeleton. Here is some sort of bandit. My guess is that 4 is its health. I'm not sure about the exclamation point as we set everything up. Maybe we'll find out what that means. And this guy looks like some sort of orc enemy or something like that. We have Noski's letter, which you read before starting the campaign. I'll just show you quickly. We're not going to read it now in case you want 0 spoilers. When we do our playthrough, though, we'll make sure to read that. This looks to be something where at the different locations we may unlock certain abilities and we place them on here. That's what I think this is, but we'll find out as we unbox this game. Here we have our 5 characters. Now there's also one additional one in the expansion, which we'll see in a little bit. This is the Forest Guard. We also have the Mercenary. That's one that Mike played with. We have the Rogue. That's the other one that Mike played with. We have the Shaman right here. And finally, we have the Nobleman. I think it's safe to say I'm going to be asking our patrons which one of these, at least one of them, and I'll pick the other, we should play with. Here we have a sealed envelope. Who knows when we get to open it? I love when you have hidden content like that and you get to open it during a game. It's so much fun. So we'll just set that aside. We have 2 more boards at the bottom of the box. This is the Eclipse District. My guess is that we'll unlock more locations because they've got numbers, just like the locations that we have on the map. And then this may be even more locations. The Gadagan, it goes all the way up to 36, it looks like. Finally, we have all of our punch boards. These are the different tiles. These are our hero tiles, so when you choose your hero, you're also going to choose those. These are just lots of different tiles. These are doors. They'll have different numbers. So we'll punch all of those out, and as we punch those out, you'll see that in the how to put the game back away. I'm curious to see where all of these fit in the box. We got tons of different ones, and I wonder, are they dual-sided? Yes, they are. They are all dual-sided tiles. So I really like the art on it. There's enough there, but it's not too distracting. I really like that. I'm hoping that, and from what I understand, there is terrain in this game, so sometimes the locations will have terrain, and I know, for example, that terrain means that you cannot attack range through that, because essentially it's blocking it. So, interested to see if some of the art on here is terrain itself or not. I don't know. Oh, that looks cool. Look at that's probably going down into a dungeon or something. Now that we've taken a quick peek at everything in the box, let's get ourselves set up. So first thing, we have hero setup. Each hero has one of their hero boards, which we saw. For example, there's the Shaman. They have a miniature and a tuck box. We are going to assemble all 5 of these. I stink at assembling these tuck boxes, so hopefully they'll look okay. I have assembled the 5 tuck boxes, and they were a lot easier than I was thinking because the cardboard is thicker than basic cardboard, which I like. So I've set those all up. Now we're actually going to place health and energy tokens in each of these boxes. We've grabbed the health and energy tokens for each of the different heroes. You can see that these 3 heroes only have 6 health, while these 2 have 7. But since they have more health, they have less energy. And actually the Nobleman has only 6 health and only 3 energy. These 2 have 6 health and 4 energy, respectively. I have no health tokens left, but I do still have some energy tokens left, which for right now I've placed in here until we continue on with our first time setup. We then need to grab the 4 dice for each of the heroes. Now I've organized these back into the order that's on the first time setup, so it's easier for me to track. Mercenary, Forest Guard, Shaman, Rogue, and Nobleman. And you can see right here, their color denotes what they have the most of to start with, at least. So 3 red, 3 blue, 3 green, 3 yellow. And then I find it interesting, I kind of want to play the Nobleman just from the fact that he has more variety here. 2 red, 1 blue, 1 yellow. We'll throw those into their tuck boxes. There's tons of extra dice here that we're going to leave off to the side for now. I believe we'll be putting them in something shortly. And that all came from that white box that I now have thrown in the recycling. Next, we grab our player order tiles and punch them out, 1 for each hero. And then 2 heroes have unique items with them. We have for the Rogue, this is our stealth token, and you can see that actually in the playthrough by Mike. And then this one is a stance token that's used for the Nobleman. Not sure how that works, but we'll put all of that in the box as well. Now we can grab our skill cards. Each character will have 12 level 1 skills and 2 S or starting skills. So we're going to have that for each of the different characters. S is for starting, so those are the ones that we're going to start with. There are level 2 skills for each of the heroes, but those can stay in this box for now, they recommend, until you get to the point where you're using them. And then each one of these will get 1 bag. I was thinking they were going to use these bags for something because there's 1 for each hero, and those will also go into the box. Let's look at a couple of the skills of the Mercenary. Each skill has a cost in order to purchase it, and then once you purchase it and learn it, so to speak, then when you're rolling dice, if you roll these symbols, you can turn them into different things. So a move and attack and a move and attack +1. Or this one is an infinite, so it's always happening. During preparation, if you spend any energy to reroll a die, you may reroll any die, not just those results. Or this one, hey, at one time, you can just change one of these symbols into this. And this is a starting one, I believe. Yep, confirmed charge is a starting one. So this is one of the focus symbols plus any other die that's not blank turns into a movement and an attack. That finishes our setup for all of the 5 characters. We now can move to our party setup. To set up your party box, it is also a tuck box. I will need to assemble that, which should be relatively easy, and place these 4 tokens in it. This is a Beastmaster token, this is an enemy reaction token, and that's an enemy turns token. We also have our party bag tile, likely where we're going to hold all of our gold and whatnot. You can also put the miniature in there if you would like. Right now I'm not going to do that because I'll show you the miniatures at the end. But let's put all of these in this box. Our next step is setting up our box of cards. So this has a bunch of cards in it, and it is magnetic, which I love. I love that. All I can think of is Sleeping Gods for that. Actually, really interesting. I felt like this is very similar to Kinfire Chronicles, where you have each your own tuck box for your characters. And now this feels very Sleeping God-esque. What we need to do here is sort all of these cards by number first, and then place all the cards in their matching sections. Looking here, we've got some skills, some story cards, cards 100 to 299 and 300 to 499, corruption, traps, fears, encountered, and graveyard cards. Ooh, who knows? Likely after we use cards, they'll go into the graveyard, but lots of stuff to encounter here. I've now sorted out all of my cards. I'm thinking that the expansion cards will also fit into this box because this is supposed to go all the way up to 499, but I only have until 407. So I'm wondering if the expansion is going to be able to fit in here, which is awesome. I love when they already have a space for the expansion. Same thing with these cards. I have my skill cards, story cards, corruption, traps, fear. I will place all of that into this card box. I have then punched out all of the different tiles. There are 39 tiles. I've tried to do it in the way that they said. You're supposed to do it 1 to 12, 13 to 24, and 25 to 36, and set them in different piles and put them together. I don't know. We'll see how this fits in. It'll be interesting. I have punched all the cardboard tokens and have placed them in the appropriate slots. You can see there's an empty spot here, and I know there's one additional hero in the expansion, so I'm guaranteeing you I'll be able to place it there. It's gotta be. I have my top tray all set up, our time and food tokens, the extra energy tokens, the 3 test tokens, and the time token. We have our gems that we'll be gaining and use to purchase skills, all of our cubes, and then on the top, not of this one, but actually of the other one, we'll place this here with all the extra dice. With both of these, we can place them on top of one another and actually slide them in to this box right here to keep those dice from falling out. And now we'll be able to place this into our box. Now let's see if I can fit everything in the box. We'll start with those 2 sticker sheet things, the Eclipse District and the Garanga or whatever, and then we'll place our envelope here. I'm assuming we'll unlock that maybe around the end of the campaign. We have all 5 of our hero boards. We're going to place them also in the center. We'll then grab the card tuck box and we'll try and slide it in right here, which I'm sure fits beautifully. On the other side, we'll place the party and hero tuck boxes. We then have a nice large gap here to be used for our trays, and we'll pop them down like so. Look at this. I feel so cool so far. Now we have the fun of fitting all of these tiles into this spot. I'm going to see if I can do it. Well, it's not very neat, but I think it'll work because next we'll place the enemy tuck box there, and it does fit. That's so cool. The player screens will then be placed here. The player aid can be placed here. The letter can go on top like so. We'll place both the map and the rulebook here, and look at that. It all fits. That feels great. Okay, let's take a look at the expansion as well. Inside of the expansion, we have another rulebook for quick setup. We have a ton more tiles and some more tokens. Oh, we have another letter. We have a tuck box that we'll be able to put into the base game. Yes, look at, here's some more cards. 541. Oh, that's 541, so it's not even the 400s. We've got more of these tokens. Let's see. We have, yeah, it looks like I need to set up another hero. We've got that miniature that we can put there. Here's all of our skill cards. This is the Enchantress hero that comes in the expansion. The Enchantress has 5 health and 5 energy, 3 green and 1 yellow. Interesting. Her color's kind of orange. She has her level 1 and starting skills here. We have her level 2. I'll put that in the card box. We have more of these story cards. We have more of these numbered cards. And then we have cards of this type, which that is considered party maneuvers. So we can learn party maneuvers in this expansion. We, of course, also have our plastic bag we'll place in there as well. We have even more large cards and small cards. These are 500 to 599. The only thing I think that's interesting is this random 227 card in here. In the expansion. So I'm not sure. I will slot that in with the 227s, I guess, and see what that is. So let me talk about what this campaign provides. It provides an additional character, which is great. But the big thing it provides is another campaign, Clash of the Immortals. I believe it's not as long, but it's another campaign that you can play. So you can play the base campaign or you can play the Clash of the Immortals. I believe, though, you want to do the first campaign first, and after you've done that one, then you would play this second campaign. I have confirmed reading this. The Clash of Immortals is a more challenging campaign than the base, so they strongly recommend that you play the base campaign first before playing this one. I have just finished placing everything from this expansion into this box. It fits great. There's only one weird thing where there's too many cards in the card box. I had to turn a couple sideways to make them fit, but otherwise everything else fits in here perfectly. Now, before I show you those minis, I would be a terrible presenter if I did not tell you that this game does require an app. Yes, you have to be okay playing with an app for this game. From watching the prototype playthroughs, the app does seem to be used less than, let's say, Dark Tower, but it is still used to determine enemy activations, reactions. The story is in here because you saw there's no storybook. All of that is within the app. So you have to be comfortable having an app if you're going to play this game. And they have a solo mode right here, which is kind of cool. I did not know that they even had that. And you also have just a new campaign. Really cool. Lots of fun. I am excited to explore this. Let's check out those minis. If you're excited to see what comes next, then I need you to meet me at the table. Go ahead and check out those minis, and I'll catch you later.